reply to your texts, who give you that weird look in the elevator, who speak behind your back, or sometimes right to your face, and somehow we make the mistake of thinking it's all about us. We think, why did he say that to me? What did she mean by that? Are they trying to insult me? And that, my friend, is the beginning of your anger, your irritation, your stress. Let me tell you something honest, heart to heart, from one human being to another. Most people are not thinking about you as much as you think they are. In fact, they're usually thinking about themselves. Their worries, their bills, their heartbreak, their deadlines, their hair loss. You were just the closest target when life threw them off balance. I've seen this happen so many times, not just in real life, but in our film industry as well. Someone says something with a sharp tone, and suddenly egos are bruised, tempers rise, and silence follows. But the wiser ones, the stars who shine a little brighter, they have this magical ability to smile, nod, and say, maybe it's not about me. Maybe that person is just having a bad day. Imagine you're on a film set. It's hot. The director is yelling. The assistant forgot your coffee. The costume doesn't fit. Now, if someone snaps at you, the easiest thing to do is snap back. But the wisest thing to do is breathe, smile, and remember, it's the pressure talking, not the person. Taking it personally would just add fuel to the fire. And honestly, darling, you're not here to fight the fire. You're here to light up the room. You see, the moment you stop taking things personally, you unlock a superpower. The power of detachment, not coldness, not ignorance, but emotional intelligence. You start realizing that people's words, moods, and behaviors are reflections of their reality, not a mirror of your worth. Let me give you a simple analogy. If someone walks up to you and offers you a rotten fruit, and you don't accept it, who does it still belong to? That's right, them. The same goes for negativity. If someone throws shade at you and you don't catch it, it stays with them. You don't have to hold on to every opinion, every insult, every misunderstanding that comes your way. You're not a collector of chaos. And look, I get it. We're emotional beings. Even I, the so-called king of romance, have felt hurt, misunderstood, or judged. But over time, I realized something beautiful. Just because someone speaks to you with disrespect doesn't mean you have to believe it. You don't have to wear their words like a costume. You have your own wardrobe of self-worth, stitched with self-love, class, and a bit of sparkle. Let me take you back to my early days in the industry. I wasn't from a film family. No godfathers. Just a boy with dreams and a lot of hair. People doubted me, criticized my style, questioned my choices. If I had taken all of that personally, I would have quit at the first stumble. But I didn't. Because I understood early on what someone says about me says more about them than it does. So instead of carrying their doubt, I carried my belief. You too have to become that kind of person. The one who doesn't flinch at every insult, doesn't react to every mood swing around them. Not because you don't feel things, but because you've trained yourself to choose what's worth your energy. And trust me, not everything deserves your energy. Some people are just background noise. Let them be. So the next time someone is rude to you, mocks you, ignores you, or even outright offends you, take a moment. Don't react. Don't internalize. Instead, smile like you know a secret. And maybe you do. Maybe the secret is this: it's not about you. It never was. And the moment you see that, your anger dissolves, your peace returns, and you rise. Not in ego, but in awareness. You're too magnificent, too magical, too made for greatness to be bothered by every passerby who throws a stone at your palace. Let them throw, let them shout, let them be lost in their storm. You, my friend, are the calm before it and the light after. So, don't take it personally, take it gracefully. Let it pass like a scene in a movie you've already outgrown. And move on. You've got better stories to write. There's something undeniably attractive about a person who stays calm in chaos. I'm not talking about being cold or robotic. No. I'm talking about that rare kind of human who can look a storm in the eye, sip their coffee slowly, and say, I'm still good. That, my friend, is real power. And believe me, power is sexy. Emotional control is super sexy. You know how in the movies there's always that one character who doesn't panic when everything's falling apart? The one who doesn't scream, doesn't slam doors, doesn't start unnecessary drama. The one who smiles, maybe with a twinkle of mystery in their eyes, and handles it like a king or queen. We all admire that character. Why? Because deep down we know that person has mastered something we're all trying to master: control over themselves. Now let me tell you the truth. In real life, things won't always go your way. People will test your patience. Plans will fall apart. Someone might cut the line at the coffee shop. Someone else might say something that bruises your ego just a little. You'll want to react. You'll want to yell, punch a pillow, send a passive-aggressive text, or storm out of the room like a dramatic film hero. But if you can pause, take a breath, and smile like you're the director of this scene, not just an actor, then congratulations, you've tapped into something beautiful. Because emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about not letting those feelings control you. Think about it. How many times have we said or done something in anger only to regret it later? Maybe we snapped at a loved one, wrote something hurtful, or made a rash decision, and afterward we sit there thinking, I shouldn't have said that. But the damage is done. Because that's what happens when your emotions grab the wheel. It's like letting a drunk driver steer your car. Not the best idea, right? Now, imagine doing the opposite. Imagine someone insults you directly, personally. Everyone expects you to explode, but you don't. You look at them with calm eyes and say nothing. You just smile and walk away, unbothered. You've just disarmed the situation. You've taken away their power and kept all of yours. That's not weakness. That's elegance. That's strength. That's class. And honestly, it's hot. There's a myth that being emotional means being dramatic, reactive, loud. But the truth is, real emotional depth is quiet. It's stable. It's graceful. Emotional control is knowing that your energy is precious and not everyone deserves a reaction from you. I remember once, during a shoot, something went terribly wrong. A delay, some miscommunication, tempers flaring all around. Everyone was losing it, and I stood there, listening to the chaos, but not joining it. I told myself, you can either add to the noise or be the silence that resets the room. I chose silence. I chose stillness. And slowly, the energy shifted. People calmed down. Solutions emerged. That's what control does. It creates space for clarity. You don't need to be the loudest voice in the room to be heard. You just need to be the most centered one. And here's the beautiful thing. Emotional control makes you trustworthy. People feel safe around someone who doesn't erupt at every inconvenience. They know you won't turn on them when things get hard. That's a powerful kind of intimacy, not based on intensity, but on reliability. So, how do you build this emotional control? First, you've got to know your triggers. We all have them. Maybe it's disrespect, maybe it's being ignored, maybe it's feeling misunderstood. Once you know what lights that fire inside you, you can start working on how to respond instead of react. Second, practice the pause. When something irritates you, don't act immediately. Take a breath, count to 5, sip water, smile. This little pause can change everything. It gives your rational mind a chance to step in before your emotions take over. Third, remember that not every battle is worth fighting. Some things, some people, some moments are just not worth your inner peace. Let them go. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise enough to know what's worth your time. And lastly, talk to yourself kindly. When you do mess up, and we all do, don't beat yourself up. Learn from it. Grow. Emotional control doesn't mean perfection, it means progress. It means checking yourself before you wreck yourself, as they say. In the end, being in control of your emotions is not about being less human. It's about being more human, more aware, more conscious, more intentional. You become the kind of person who walks into a room and immediately brings calm. The kind of person who doesn't chase respect, it follows you. Because people can sense when you've mastered your mind. And that is something they don't teach you in acting school or in motivational seminars. That is charisma, that is charm, that is Shah Rukh level grace. So be calm, be cool, be in control. And when life throws a tantrum, just smile and say, "Not today, darling. I've got better things to do." Life, my friend, will always come with drama. It's written into the script. You don't get to be human without dealing with misunderstandings, heartbreaks, delays, betrayals, traffic jams, and people who don't text back. That's the deal. You can't escape the plot twists, but you can choose how to play your role. And that's where the magic lies. You see, most people react to drama with more drama. Someone shouts, they shout louder. Someone insults them, they fire back. Someone gossips, they gossip twice as hard. But what if, just what if, you didn't do that? What if instead of reacting, you danced? What if instead of getting pulled into the storm, you became the rhythm in the rain? You turned the drama into a dance. Not because you don't feel the pain, but because you've learned how to move with it instead of fighting it. Let me explain. Every moment in life has a rhythm. When things go wrong, when plans fall apart, people misunderstand you, or nothing seems to work, that's usually life trying to change the beat. But most of us resist. We cling to what was supposed to happen. We get rigid, we get frustrated, we ask, why is this happening to me? When the better question is, how can I move with this? When you start dancing with life, even the hard moments, you begin to reclaim your joy. You become fluid. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start being a co-creator with life itself. And trust me, that changes everything. I'll give you a little story. There was a time early in my career when things didn't go the way I wanted. Projects fell through, critics had their knives out, people whispered, "He's just lucky, he won't last." And for a moment, yes, the drama got to me. I felt heavy, angry, disappointed. But then something shifted, not outside me, inside me. I realized I could either drown in the criticism or dance through it, not in defiance, but in freedom. I let go of proving anything. I focused on improving. I danced with the rejection, and slowly it lost its grip on me, because the truth is, when you flow with the chaos, you rise above it. You become untouchable, not because nothing affects you, but because nothing can stop your movement. This doesn't mean you have to smile through heartbreak or pretend everything's okay when it's not. No.